So let's dive into those early days of Our Lady Peace. So in 1993, Our Lady Peace's original drummer uh, leaves the band. They hold auditions. Apparently, there was like 100 drummers that auditioned, and you got the gig. Rumor has it you were like 17 or so at that time.
17.
How did you even hear about that audition to start with? And how wild is it that you only started playing drums at 14 and you get that gig at 17? I mean, that's pretty wild.
It has a lot to do with, like I said, the practicing curve. When my dad's saying, look, if you're going to do this, go practice. And there's nothing in between you and getting that done other than practicing. And that's what I did for 3 years, literally 12 hours a day. You can ask the guys at Rumblefish Studios where I did a lot of that practicing. Dave Caravaggio, the guy who ran the place, he knew I was in there all making noise. Vito Rezza, Mike Siracusa, those guys had rooms in there and they could just hear the noise constantly. It was probably shit most of the time, but like it started. I remember Vito one time knocked on the door and it's like, "Hey man, it's starting to sound solid in there." So
It's
like,
starting to sound like drumming. Yeah.
yeah, like I remember the transition and it's just knowing it was about sweating it out. And like my drum set had this massive like sawdust around the whole thing, like just drumsticks broken all over the place. So that was it. It was just practicing. But you asked another part of the question,
Yeah,
right?
just how did you hear about that audition? How did you
Yeah,
even know they were looking?
Now magazine, just musicians want. I would
Wow.
always look at the Now magazine at the back, and it was like, yeah, it was literally band with deal seeks drummer. And that's like, how do you get 100 drummers to show up at your thing? Say you have a deal, right?
And they weren't even Our Lady Peace yet, right? They had a different
They
name.
just were Our Lady Peace for a couple of months, and they had made a demo that got them a deal with Sony. So even when I was there, like the deal was just still being done. I remember signing the final deal with, like, after all the initials signing. So um it was literally like, I think the deal was probably signed in April of 93 or something like that. And that's literally when I joined, right before my birthday.